Studies. Have we started? Streaming. Streaming as well. Okay, great. Are we expecting somebody else on the floor? No. Everybody is almost here. Okay. Hello everyone. Good morning. Good morning to you guys as well, and good morning to all those who would be watching this session online. Probably Kiran would have been here for this introduction, but since he is running late, let me introduce today's consultant. So just a brief introduction about this exercise that we are running right now. So this is a recurring exercise that we run every week, where different consultant working in different industries comes to you guys. They share whatever projects that they have completed recently. They share their experiences, their challenges that they faced during the implementation, what challenges client had when they approached us or when they approached Salesforce, right? Then what learning during this 6 months or 8 months or 3 months sometimes, right? What learnings we as an organization and the individual as a consultant drove from that entire implementation period by virtue of being associated. So our attempt through these kind of series is that knowledge should not be limited just to an individual head or just to an organization. So with this intent, we have started this series, right? We do have Anurag today, who has recently completed, of course, for the reasons of privacy, will not be able to declare the name of the client, but this client happens, the experiences that Anurag will share with you guys today, right? It will be with respect to a client from real estate industry, which has been associated from us from last 5 months. So we do have Anurag, who does hold 3 to 3.5 years of experience in Salesforce industry, right? And he has been the functional consultant during this entire implementation, starting from, I'll not say pre-sales, of course, pre-sales was handled by a different team, but starting from requirement gathering, then UAT, entire demo, all the sprint demo had been given by him itself, right? So in some capacity, although we had project manager as well on this project, but at times he has handled project management duties as well. So I'll ask Anurag to come here and introduce himself, and thereafter go through this entire PPT that he has read it. Anurag.
Thank you, Chandan sir, for the brief introduction about me and giving all the context and setting all the context about the whole journey. So thank you so much for this. So guys, my name is Anurag, Anurag Sonone. So I am the functional consultant for this project. So it's going to be entire journey. I'm going to be discussing with this coming 45 minutes to most probably in 1 hour, to giving you the whole journey, and it is very tough for me to giving all the context in just 45 minutes, because the project has been started from last Feb and month of March of 2025, and now recently we have finished, we have just go live on this project, and it was a huge and wonderful journey. So I'm going to be sharing in detail what could be different milestones and what are the different stages, the phases the project has been gone, and how was the journey being as a consultant, being as a team members, and how the team has been moved from where the project was not just started and just going to be finished. So just move to the I'll go to the PPT and I'll just explain you what has happened one by one. Just a second. Just moving forward. Okay. So before jumping to presentations, I just want to showcase what exactly is the company is all about, what was the, who is the client, and how their business challenge is all about. So first of all, this company is based on Hyderabad-based company. Okay, the organization was. So more about 30 plus years they are working in the all around the India. Majorly their operations in Hyderabad, Chennai, and most probably in the Bangalore also. They're having a different projects. So they have worked more about from 1995 they are working all across the India. They have 30 plus projects across the India, along with 100 plus millions of square feet of real estate development they have done in residential and industrial level. Along with their strong multiple projects they are running on Hyderabad itself. So this is how the client is very giant. They have multiple groups. They are being the waste management and environmental, different government projects they are involved. But basically we are implementing their two types of license structures we have. We are basically building them the customers service support system we are building for them. The first is a service cloud implementation we are going to build for them. Another community portal. The major challenge I'm going to share with you, these are the total licenses they have purchased from the Salesforce itself to solve their business problems. Go to the next. Okay. So, what exactly the problem statement? So, if you can understand the real estate business, once the RERA came around 2016, 17, 18, the people started implementing the RERA all across the India. The industry was very unstructured if you before 7, 8 years back, and they started industry needs to have some rules and regulation, and they wanted to build some scalable solution and with the governance of the Indian government, what are the what are the security has government given to the customers as per the RERA. So what was happened 2018 and 2019, the industry gone very fast. If you see India has a Delhi, Chandigarh, and Noida and Bangalore, these are the tier 1 cities of India. It was very crowded. And there are the top 2 cities that government has purchased and think about needs to get expanded. The first one is obviously is Chandigarh and second was in Hyderabad. If you can see Hyderabad location, it was a center of India and all the international organization wants to move there. Okay, and their organization, their government given some subsidiary to different organizations to build their organization and offices in the Hyderabad itself. So I last year I just went to the Hyderabad and I see their infrastructure. It was wonderful, the level of road and level of infrastructures and move the people like crazy. And if you can see in that period of time, they have increased the demand of around 10 to 15 millions of square feet, requirement has been increased. If you can go to the calculations level, if the 1 square feet of the commercial space has been, requirement is done into 7, that much residential is requirement has been grown up there. Okay, the schools and hospitals, and then more real estate has been increased in a lot way. So major of the major organizations wants to develop their business in the Hyderabad market itself. Here the major challenge is what this the client what we have served, they're already being from 30 plus years. Okay, they have their existing system, so we are their brownfield implementation partner, and they have already Salesforce for their lead management, opportunity management, but therefore post, because if you understand in Salesforce there is a 2 different segments, pre-sales and the post-sales. Okay, the pre-sales they are operating on the Salesforce itself, and the post-sales they are operating on the SAP itself. They have the ERP system. But here is the major challenge they have. Their single source of truth is SAP, but SAP cannot build a specific application that can serve their customer because they have 30 plus years of legacy of data. They cannot connect with them. Okay, and they want to sell their product to very specific consumers. It's like, for an example, if those people have in India, if you found out, people have their first house, but they don't have their children house. Now if you can see the generation from 1995 to 2026, there are most of the Gen Zs and millennials audience, and they're looking for some house, but they want a relevant services and they want to reliable services to connect with the customers along with and these people are a Gen Z. They wanted to connect very interactively. Okay, they want a solution fast track. So that is the reason they found the solution with the Salesforce. So Salesforce has the solutions to give them applications, a mobile application along with the customer community portals. So customers can easily coordinate with their support system and solve their problem, whatever they are facing now. And they wanted to build some specific solution. That solution can solve their major challenges. Okay, that was the one challenge. Second challenge was that if the Salesforce was there along with SAP, in SAP they have 2 different systems. So along with the customer problem, they have a different problem of the system solutions. 2 different solution in SAP, they have 2 different instances. One instance in Hyderabad, one instance in the Bangalore. And to build some solution, and they wanted to give reliable solution like a mobile app to the consumer to download, but that mobile app should be very secure. It should be on Play Store, but nobody cannot use it. Even if you download this application, that app should not be visible forever. No, you can able to download, but you are not able to log in, because every customer's invoices data, their receipts data, their very personal data, financial data, it should not leak to everybody else. So it was very secured app they wanted for their consumer. So nobody can have the access. If it is it was in a public platform, it wanted him, it should go on public platform, but it's very secure. Along with, they have internal security for their SAP. They have a CPI security system, so nobody can hack their personal server. Even if they also want to change any small code in their production system, they have to take the approval from their CTO. Then only they are able to deploy the specific code. It is a very complex system they have inbuilt in the backend level. Salesforce wanted to give them a specific solution, so and our entire solution team figure out and found out how we can build these solutions. So with the help of the community portal license and with the help of our technical team, they supported them, they helped them, and we figure out the solution that solve their major problem to give them security along with consumer reliability. So these are the two problems they are majorly focusing, and we have solved this. And the third problem they have, after they have the consumer connected application, the second challenge they want internal team to be get process. Okay, this organization working from last 30 plus years, they have a staff for more about 20 plus years of experience, 30 plus years of experience. Very long term staffs they have. If in the CRM team also, the major who was working, because they are all not people from non-IT background, so there are more about 35 plus age group of people, and they don't have a specific process to handle those 2,500 customers who are giving the application. It is very tough for them to handle them. And initially, when we try to go for a business requirement gathering, they don't have any processes. So here is what a very tough challenge for us to set up their processes. And setting the process is like a change management in their organization. It's not in our organization, their organization needs to be change management. So it was very difficult and tough for us, but still we sit with them, we take their multiple requirements, we understand their each and every challenges, what they are facing every single day. We figure out their entire process, we modify it, we explain them, give them multiple sprints and demos, and then they understand how this is the right process can be followed with our organizations. And then this is the case management we have to build for them. In the case management, we have three different types of cases was coming. Case coming from the phone itself, so we have a CTI vendors, okay, so we are coming from the different cases from that area. Second is from portal and mobile application, and third was an email to case. So all these cases, how they're going to manage, okay, how they're going to forecast their team member, what are the cases and number of, because we try to understand service is totally coordinated with the sales team, and sales is totally coordinated with sales. It's everything is impacting to each other. Okay, so we wanted to identify what is the major problem consumer is facing, so we can solve that problem with the help of, and we can increase our revenue. That is their objective, wanted a solution from this end, and they wanted to be SLA based. Okay, so SLA based solutions, they wanted to solve the customer problem as soon as possible. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
It is a brownfield solution that we are creating.
Yes.
It's different from a fresh implementation.
Yes.
Correct? So what's the challenge you face, because you are having an existing system, you should connect to a fulfillment process.
Yes.
And you should create an app also which should support the sales management system.
Yes.
So what is the challenge that you face in these problems?
Okay, so major challenge, you all know, because it's a brownfield, along with their running system is going on, the sales process. And there is a two different teams, like a sales team is a different and service team is a different. If I say you, there is a two system, for example, Salesforce and SAP. After this booking, opportunity has been closed, there is a booking form has been generated. Okay, once the booking form is generated, it goes to SAP. Okay, and SAP is goes and they create a sales order manually. And once the sales order come back to Salesforce itself, here is what we are facing the challenges. To do that, we have to turn off their existing triggering point. Okay, existing triggers and flows and automation we have to turn off. In that process, we have faced just recently those challenges. In that phase, we have to turn off all the notifications. But in that period, we have to inform our client that this period is gonna be shut down for your customers. So not even for the internal customer, but external customer, we don't know once they click and submit the form. In that period, in just 2 to 3 hours of window, we have to finish our work. I will share in the further later what our exact was that challenge and how we resolve that. Okay, so we are in that phase and we have to turn off that notification immediately. We have to build our code and we have to do our work in just finish of just 2 hours of window and this turn on all the notifications. The SDC process should not get stopped. So we have handled this scenario in such a way to make the work in the night. So apart from our daily job, we have to do data migration and all the automation activity has to be in a different time zone. Okay, around night 11 to 2 we have to do this activity, and we have resolved this issue like this. I don't think so. Okay. Okay, this is the standard process what we have created, SLA-based solution and service management for the CRM support system. So business outcomes was, this is the only I was talking about. The business outcomes is giving the more about what happened every customers as soon as they paid any total amount. For an example, if you see any real estate apartment cost, the client has is more about 1.5 to 2 CRs. Their every receipt cost more about 10 lakh to 15, 20 lakhs with every milestones. And everyone has this, curiosity, is my payment has been done or not. For the financial structure, they need receipts on their phone itself. So we build a solution so customers can log in and he can just click on download and he can download the entire receipts, is all the invoices for the financial structure. It is very easy for consumer because previously if anyone wants to their invoice and receive, they have to call their customer care, they will understand, they will process, they take approval and then they receive these invoices. Now just fingertips, they are able to just download and view their receipts and all the data. Second thing, they can raise the request from their mobile itself. Okay, so we have built some small, so just a 2 click, they have to select this project and just 2 click, he can explain the problem, what is the problem, and just second of time, it receives the CRM executive and they can able to resolve this issue. So that was the major problem they are facing, that what we have given them improve their cycle of service process. Along with, we built their internal team in such a manner with a hierarchical manner, project basis. So the management has a visibility that this ticket is more than 3 hours, this ticket is more than 8 hours, this ticket is more than 2 days, and that CRM executive not taking the actions. So these are the solutions we have given for them, the organizations, to resolve this issue. And this was the major outcome, to give the builders scalable solutions along with changing their internal processes and build in such a sustainable manner to customers and client both can align and resolve their issues. These are the challenges I'm sure about. Before starting the presentation, it was different challenges in different stages. The first stage, the challenges was when it comes to brownfield and the consumer is unstructured. No, the processes are unstructured. People are ready to adopt the change. How many of you know that movie called Naya Daur? It's a very old movie. I think Chandan sir and Kiran sir might know. Because very Dilip Kumar movie is that. Okay, very old movie, and they wanted to change the processes. Before they were trying to cut the wood with a very normal hand, and now they wanted to have the machines, and it's a very resistance from the people itself. So when it comes to business requirement gathering and the documentation process, it was very difficult for us to, because the client is saying, you give us the best processes, and along with they don't have the best process, they don't have the processes, so we have to set up the processes. Along with that, mobile UI team was a different team. It's a marketing team, and the functional team is a CRM team. Means requirement coming from the both team, and it was a very clash. And it was a big clash, but still we sit with the team, each and every team, we figure out, understand both team requirement, we build the UI, along with we build a functional requirement. So it should solve the both purpose. Marketing team want a more Gen Z application because the project name is like that, okay. So wanted to be interactive more, and CRM team wanted to be more functional. So we come together, we understand their requirement, take the full business requirement, around 100 plus pages document we built for them, and we'll explain them how this functionality is going to be work. So finally we did that in the BRD stage because multiple stakeholders was there, multiple approvals required, okay. So that was a very tough stage, but we have figured out and we have passed that stage. Second was a gap analysis. It is one of the toughest conversation in every project. It's not only about this project, but every project when you go for the gap analysis to explain the client's key, these are our scope, and this is your requirement, and it's very tough for a client to understand how it's going to be mapped with their current project, budget of and all about. The management is going to be involved, but still the management understands this is the gap, and they accepted, I think the delay CR, delay change request, they are accepted, and they agree with us with this gap analysis, and they said okay, and make continue further. Then the third step is comes the internal development phase. Here it is very important to understand, we face that challenges with multiple clients. When it goes to the development step, stages by stages, multiple teams are involved was here, okay. There is a CTI team members is there is a SAP integration, because this client does agree is only one parameter. They wanted us to taken care of the SAP vendor, because they don't have their internal SAP's full-time vendor. They wanted us to hire, because they don't want a multiple clashes, that project gets delayed. The client want us to take the responsibility. So as a utilitarian labs, we have that responsibility to take on a vendor ownerships and build applications in such a manner, in a robust manner. So the SAP vendor was involved. And third thing is the SFMC vendor also is there. The marketing partner vendor was a different one. So there's multiple vendors who are involved, multiple teams who was involved. The front end team is different, the back end team is different, the case management team is different. So aligning with all the team members and making them working for the same vision of goal, okay, that was a very tough, but we passed that phase also, and it was very learning phase for me as well. And then the fourth phase has been coming like a UAT phase, and that has been more resisting phase in every project, I believe. And then here is what we have built, what we understand, it's not more about the system, it's about the people. In the UAT phase, we try to understand, because in this UAT phase, I still remember we are being their location for 12 days. It was very tough for us, because every single day we have to come their conference room, we have to sit, give a demo every single day. Anyone can come and give us all the requirement. We have to understand the requirement. We sit with them, understand the system, every small challenges, we fix it. In that 12 days, where major challenges we fix in their UAT system. So client, the day one, he was just, as a spoke, was very angry what system has been built, but the day when we want to left, he said, thank you Anurag, you came to our physical location to understand our problem. So nobody is able to do that, because there another SFMC vendor was there. He was not came to solve the problem, okay. So we went there and we exactly sit with them and solve their, what are the problem their consumer, their internal users are facing. So we did that. And the last, the second challenge was the production deployment, because I told you this is a brownfield. The deployment is a very toughest job here, because their existing system is going on, and various challenges, because we don't know what previous vendor has been built, because this process has been linked together, the pre-sales and post-sales, and between that we're figuring out the solution. So we also didn't have the visibility what previous vendor, which code they have written, which class they have calling somebody's function, which trigger they have building. So here is what the production deployment, this is very tough situation, but we figured out, and we did most of the production deployment in the post business hours, so that business should not get more impacted, that we taken care. Last is like a data migration. Data migration is very toughest I believe in any project when it comes to migration, because this data migration, small mistakes can be impacted with the legality, because it is that much of tough, because we are doing the customers financial data transactions. So every customer should able, because there is a one customer might have the multiple properties in the same project or multiple project. So that visibility also, and these are the end customers, these are not internal user. To releasing this application with the data migration is very different than the sales and service module, because there are customers. So we have to think as perspective how the end consumer will behave, how the end consumer, because every attack will come to us. Because as an implementation partner, it is our responsibility how their customer is going to be happy, and that's how being a service industry is working. So we have to think about how their customer will behave and how we have to resolve the problem end of the day. And the last one is the going live. It was this go live was very tough for us, because app depend on the backend and backend depend on app. It was a very tough situation. In that 2 hours of window, we have to solve every problem. So we have to build all the email template previously. We have to make, because in that email template, we need the mobile app link, so to send the customers. So that was the two different problems here to understand, make sure the product has gone live. If anybody download, but then no one can able to go and install because OTP will come in that registered email ID. But a registered email ID, before that they have to reset their password. So it was a very tough situation, interdependent situations was there in going live situation. But we still make the preparation, we still have the plan. On the basis of plan, we went live and customers are agree. Still will some mapping issues, but we have figured out that and we have resolved that issue and customer are able to download and they are able to use this application. So these were the challenges and how we have recovered from these challenges. Go. Okay. Okay, so these are the learning. So in this implementation whole project, we thought we are just building the systems. Okay, we thought every time we are just writing the code, we are just having one extra record in the system. But it's not all about what we are, just doing the project level, what we are implementing. It's about the transforming the people, how they work from tomorrow. Just 3 days back, I was just having the conversation with this CRM team member, and they have seen the 40 cases are in their system. So from tomorrow onward, their entire system, their life going to change. Their management going to see how many number of cases, how many number of consumer have the challenges, and now their process is streamlined. From tomorrow onward, they coming. From tomorrow, once they come to the office, first thing what they will do, they open their app and check how many cases in these systems. Before it was not. It is called from unstructurizing to structurizing, giving them a structures, and exactly like that, the changing that from that nothing to giving the processes. It is a very tough. Okay, the transforming people how they're going to work from tomorrow onwards. So as a service base or as a being a IT industry or consulting industry, our job is to understand the business problems and how we can solve with the technology. That is the only, because behind that technology there are people. We have to solve the problem. Okay. Along with the learning on this project, when it comes to implementations, we always think about this is client team and this is our team, this is management team. But the only way to succeed in any project implementation, not only this project implementation, it's all about a triple threat strategy. How we align with the business goals, how we align with the project budgets, how we align with our customers' teams. Okay, and when you try to give the trust about the customers, we are working for you. It's going to be win-win situation. Okay, so until and unless we not work as a team, we're not going to resolve the problem. So we have to always give a client to understand कि we are doing for something your benevolence, your benefits to build a specific system that going to help you to build the scalable solution that we have to do. Second thing is all about being, when it comes to consulting, it's gray of different shade of gray. Okay, it is not just a black and white. You can do this or you can do that. Okay, sometimes the situation was like that. Specifically in this project, even if you do something, it is come to impact on us, and if you don't do something, it is impact on us. So we have to try to understand this will be happen in any major projects, not only in this project. There will be the situation because we are here, customers or clients spoke will be there. You will be fighting every single day, but still you have to work with the same person. But still, these are the because they have their different management, they have their stakeholders. Okay, there is a Salesforce AE also. Here the different people have a different agenda in this project itself. So we have to understand. It's going to be tough for us to fulfill everyone's agendas, but as a consultant or how we're going to, as a team member, we have to be in that pace to understand the situation and take the decisions on that basis. It's not going to be extremism. We have to have the balanced approach. Then only we can resolve the problem. Always try to learn and educate to your customers along with the internal team. Customer never try to, they wanted us, we are their villain sometime. But 4 days back, I have just conversation with my spoke. He was asking me to do something for the CRM team as soon as possible or immediately. I told him, if I do this and if something is break, your sales process is going to stop. Is that okay with you? And he then understand what going to be impact. You have to always give them the impact if I do this. And then I explain him we will do it at the 11 p.m. in the night itself. Then we did it at 11 to 2. We extra did from our end to do not stop their system. So they agree on this. We are doing for their benefit, okay. They try to push us to do as soon as possible, but we explain them and educate them. If I don't educate them, he won't be having, I will say, I will not do, but he will take that is as a personally and wanted ki Anurag nahi kar raha ye kaam, okay? He won't want to do. But if you explain them the impact, they understand and they able to feel that ki these guys are helping our benefit and our for ourselves they are doing these things, okay. So that was the conversation. If you explain along with the internal team also, there will be the back end team and there will be the front end team, always needs to be educate or with the testers and the development team having the challenges of the conversation. We have to always explain them we are doing for the better. Tomorrow there should not be the major bugs, should not be the major system crash, so we can help into each other and guide each other. This is how your mistake and this is how the collaborations and learning each other, that's going to helping, because multiple people are working in this projects modules. So that's one of the major role as a consultant we need to face in this particular entire journey of the project manager, a whole journey of the from starting to finish itself. And that's how the major learning on this project, okay. And we have to have the alignment along with the balanced approach and clear ownership with each other. If every person take this accountability of own ownerships, it's going to be very easy for everyone. It is just not as an Anurag project, it is everyone project. Every team member is very responsible, along with equal important in my specific to running the entire project. It's a teamwork. It is not just a one person can able to deliver entire project. It's just a teamwork, how we align with the team and building some solution that can help the customers who are coming to us to solve their business problems. So I believe that's it from my end. And it was a wonderful journey, okay, from last couple of months. I'm enjoying a lot, and thank you Ajit sir and all the Utilitarian labs having a trust on me to starting this project along with finishing this project. And I'm very grateful and fortunate to be part of the Utilitarian labs to having this wonderful journey. Thank you so much everyone. Along with that, if anyone has any question, could you please you can ask the question so I can give it answer.
Only major emphasis in this entire implementation was on mobile application.
Yes.
Right? The mobile application was what? Was entirely of the Salesforce, or did it involve any other team? How?
Okay, so basically, sir, the mobile solution is built on React Native applications. Okay, this will be the base of mobile applications, and the backend is coming from the both end. The login purpose we are using because the client don't want to migrate their entire data to the Salesforce. They want a single source of truth is in SAP itself, and they want to use the login purpose Salesforce. The major 50%, 20 to 30% data is coming from the Salesforce, and other integration we have done with SAP. So that is the reason this is a React Native based application. There is a multiple technology we are used here to resolve this complex problem.
You mentioned on that this because happens to be a real estate client, right?
Okay.
Lead management and other forces. I may be correct, so in receiving you can correct it. So what we in Salesforce, what we actually as partners, because there was already a legacy system on the Salesforce. So what were the things that they already had done in the Salesforce in terms of pre-sales flow, post-sales flow, and what did we contribute?
They had already the lead management and opportunity management existing flow in their current Salesforce system. They are looking for the experience cloud. This is a sales. They are looking for a service cloud, that what we have implemented, the case management. Along with, they are looking for experience cloud. They want to give a better experience to their customers. So customer community portal license that Salesforce has, that we have implemented, and we incorporated with mobile solutions. Okay. So both the login will be the same, but they have a desktop solution also along with mobile solution also. So both solution we have incorporated here. Thank you.
Yeah, Anurag, just wanted to check.
Yes.
Now that this has gone live,
Yeah.
what has, I mean, the customer expressed, what has become easy for them? What is it that they're able to do?
Okay. Customers, or you're asking internal? Okay, internal customer. They are first of all they are happy about whatever we have built. Easy, so because last month we had that conversation. They told that nobody has in entire real estate this types of solution to interacting with their customers in entire India. I believe nobody has this customer community with this types of security, so they're happy about it. Now sooner or later, now they have released only for 2 projects. Once they release for entire project 5,000 plus customers, then they have the entire real data about it. Now they are just running and giving to the base customers, and once it is done, I surely will give this feedback around 10 to 15 days, or at least 1 month later, the customers can interact and give the question answer sessions.
Just to add to what Anurag mentioned, this is just 1 week now it's gone live. Probably too early for us to ask them for any feedback. 2 months or 3 months down the line, we should be able to get some real-time, analytics in terms of the outcomes and benefits that the customer is seeing after starting this. But as we talk, customer has definitely given positive feedback on multiple fronts.
So it's been delivered to their requirement.
Yes.
I think that is kudos because, the greenfield delivering to that has its own challenge. I'm not saying it's easy, but the brownfield becomes more
A little more complex,
because
yes.
you get compared to something that was not right in the past. And I don't know. Anurag did mention that it also involved making them change the way they work and things like that.
Yeah.
On a lighter note, I just want to check Anurag, did sparks fly during the conversation?
Multiple times. I think that was the common factor across the project implementation was sparks.
No, especially one thing especially one thing. He was highlighting is, although he could not clearly highlight, but then he was trying to allude to us of fact that most of their employees happens to be 20 years old. I mean, not from associated with them from last 20 years. Now, bringing on technological or tech stack change, right? We are Gen Z again. He was we are having difficulty in getting few things done or changed in our organization. Now imagine somebody 60 years old, sorry, and asking them, no, this tech stack we are not going to do. We do this due to how much difficult
It can be. If you have a Gen Z as a consultant, so just think of our situation also.
See, in the challenges, if you had noticed, he mentioned about multiple stakeholders and delays in getting approvals, particularly the BRD approval, including the Figma design approval. It took almost more than 12 to 13 weeks. Now, why it took so much time is basically because of this reason. There are multiple stakeholders. There is a marketing team. There is a CRM team. Like you said, CRM had their functional requirement. They wanted to be a functional app. The marketing team wanted it to be a very latest, what is the most trending kind of an app available in the market. They want such kind of an app. Now, once these two things are satisfied, then it went to the management approval. And in the management, there is the father who is the chairman, who is an elderly person, and there is his son who is the Gen Z, that is referring to. Now, to satisfy both of them, the father says, I want a functional app. The son says, no, I want a very trendy app. So again, so it took multiple iterations to meet their requirements, which was genuine, and at the end we were able to meet it. So I think, having said, thank you Anurag for this wonderful session. This was really a very unique real estate Salesforce implementation for us. Unique on multiple fronts, like I said, starting from being a brownfield implementation. They had no current business processes, and whatever they had very obsolete processes, and they wanted us to refine them and guide them and give them consulting in terms of providing good best practices in the real estate industry, because we had that expertise in the past of implementing Salesforce in other real estate companies. So they expected that from us. They had 2 SAP systems. Normally you have 1 SAP system, but here there are 2 SAP systems. So interacting with 2 SAP systems was a big challenge, and over that they had no SAP vendor to support us. So we had to bring an SAP vendor who was new to their SAP environment, understand their SAP environment, and then help us in integrating SAP with Salesforce. Then multiple stakeholders with differing views but a common objective. They had a common objective, but then they had differing views and opinions. So it was a big challenge. But at the same time, this project I think was a real great learning for all of us at Utilitarian Labs. I think in the end, the team built a very responsive.
Just before you conclude, I think from online community we have a question where the user is asking, highlighted that consulting is often shades of gray. How do you balance speed versus correctness when timelines are tight? So as a delivery manager, I think you would have
Can I see the
faced this
question?
kind of challenge, right? So I just have a screenshot. You can address it.
You highlighted the consulting is often a shade of grey. How do you balance speed versus correctness when timelines are tight? I think, yeah, it's a very valid question from a consultant and project management perspective. Speed, we cannot compromise quality because, for the sake of speed. Though speed is important in terms of timelines. We have dedicated timelines, predefined timelines to complete a project in the interest of the customer, because the customer has already invested on licenses and he wants the project to be completed within those timelines. At the same time, we also have our own restrictions when it comes to timelines, because we need to adhere to the timeline, because every day addition is a cost to us. Now, to balance between these two things of providing a quality output to the customer and at the same time ensuring speed is maintained, I think it becomes a very difficult task for a consultant and the project manager to manage a project, given the uniqueness of this particular project where the customer had no previous clearly defined processes. So we had to define the processes, and the kind of challenges that we faced during the sign-offs at different stages, which delayed the project. Now the good thing here is our consultant, the gray area that we are talking about. Now the consultant has to manage the relationship with the customer, at the same time manage our objectives as an implementation partner. So, but then how they communicate with the customer when such delays happen. 10 to 15% of delays are manageable, scope creep are manageable, but when it goes beyond that, it becomes difficult. And I think here both Anurag and Sanjay as a project manager played a wonderful role in communicating to the customer the delays which are cost for us, and managed to put that into the gap analysis statement along with the changes in the scope. They put the delay also as one of the line item and got the gap analysis approved from them as a change request, and we managed the project. Though the project was delayed, at the same time we were compensated for the delay. I think that answers.
So basically, I think a mix of your relationship and communication.
And making the customer, setting the right expectations with the customer. Any other question?
No.
Okay, like I said, who work closely with the mobile team and the SAP team to see that all the customer requirements are met. And before I forget, as a functional consultant, Anurag and Sanjay as the project manager have played a wonderful role, in coordinating the whole thing between the backend team and the customers team, fighting it every day, understanding the requirements and closing them, promptly. So I think it was a wonderful job. We should definitely give a round of applause to this team. One challenge that we did face was, I don't know if I can mention it. We did not have a solution for this project. From the business requirement, the development team directly picked up the requirements and they created their own data models and started working on that. We did not have a separate solutioning team involved in this project. If that was there, probably the project would have been a little more easier for the development team to implement. So that's one learning again for us. Probably after that we decided, in fact after this project we decided that we will not go ahead with any further projects without a solution in place. Thank you Anurag.
Thank you, sir.